Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Appreciate you joining us on the show today. We are reacting to Todd McShay's latest mock draft as he picked the Seahawks 3 selections for the first and second round. But before we get to that, we want to make sure that you are an award-winning subscriber to Seahawks Today. The easiest way to do so, hit that red sub button right below, or you can go to youtube.com/Seahawks TV. Non-stop Seahawks coverage for you each and every day. Make sure those notifications are on so you can be the first to see our Seahawks coverage right here from Chat Sports. The 2-round mock draft from Todd McShay was released today, and let's go ahead and run through the picks before we get to the Seahawks pick at number 9. McShay has the Jags taking Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan with the number 1 overall pick, followed by Trayvon Walker, the edge rusher from Georgia, to Detroit at 2. Kayvon Thibodeau, the edge rusher from Oregon, going to Houston at 3, while Garrett Wilson, the star wide receiver from Ohio State, goes to the Jets at 4. Ikem Ekwonu, the offensive tackle from North Carolina State, goes 5 to the New York Giants. The Carolina Panthers at 6 take the first quarterback off the board, Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh. At number 7, the Giants on the board again. They get Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame. And at number 8, Atlanta takes Drake London, the wide receiver from USC. So now the Seahawks are officially on the clock for Todd McShay's selection. Here's a few names that are available for the Seahawks at this point. Evan Neal, the offensive tackle from Alabama. Sauce Gardner, the cornerback from Cincinnati. Derek Stingley Jr., another cornerback from LSU. Offensive tackle Charles Cross from Mississippi State, who, if you look at the other mock drafts, according to Mel Kiper and Daniel Jeremiah, is the Seahawks pick at this spot at 9. And then there's Jermaine Johnson II, the edge rusher from Florida State. Ultimately, McShay went with Evan Neal, the offensive tackle from Alabama. And, guys, this is an easy call. Here is the draft profile on Evan Neal. Only 24 pressures allowed in his time at Alabama since 2020 at left and right tackle. Pro Football Focus says that he's a special physical talent who is only scratching the surface at this point. And he's got some amazing explosiveness to him, plays a lot lighter than his actual size. Now, I got to tell you guys, this is a great pick, but we want to hear from you. If you like the pick, if you think the Seahawks should go with Evan Neal, go ahead and like this video. And if you don't like the pick for whatever reason, if he's somehow available at this point, well, go ahead and like the video anyway. We would appreciate it if you did so here on Seahawks Today. Now, for me, Evan Neal, right here at 9, this would be crazy if they could get him at 9. This would be a steal for the Seahawks. When you look at this draft for Seattle at this point in time, they have so many needs, and this could be a guy that starts at left tackle for a decade plus. It would be a home run if he's still around at number 9 for Seattle at this point. And here's more what McShay had to say about the idea of taking Neal at that spot at number 9, saying the rebuild is on in the Pacific Northwest, and the list of needs is long. The Seahawks seem ready to lean on Drew Lock at quarterback for a year, but that wouldn't necessarily take them out of the mix for Liberty's Malik Willis, though I think they will wait until 2023 for that long-term fix. And the edge rush remains problematic following free agency, meaning Jermaine Johnson II would certainly be on GM John Schneider's radar, but let's not forget that Seattle has a void at left tackle. Dwayne Brown still unsigned, and successful rebuilds often start there. Neal is tough to get around, dominant in the run game, and able to play multiple positions. So that is the evaluation there on Neal from Todd McShay. Here's more from ESPN Insider, the grades that they give for Neal, and they go with a scoring system where you want to get a 1. Low scores are better than high scores, kind of like golf here. Pass protection, a 2, above average. Run blocking, 1, exceptional. Awareness, 1, exceptional. Toughness, 1 as well. Really stellar grades all around for the behemoth that is Evan Neal at 6'7", 350. Oh, mama, wow, this guy is going to be something special in the National Football League, and be great to see him in Seattle. Now, Seahawks Today brings you great content all the time, every day, in fact, including yesterday. We went over some trade options for the Seahawks, and whether it was trading up for potentially Malik Willis or trading off DK Metcalf, maybe bringing in Jordan Love, whatever it was, we broke down all those trade rumors on the channel. So once you're done watching this video, go watch that video and then all our other Seahawks videos that we bring you each and every day. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Subscribe to the channel, and you'll be glad you did. Moving on to the second round now for the Seahawks. Here is the next 5 picks as the Seahawks go on the clock again for back-to-back picks at 40 and 41. And as you can see there's a couple of needs that are taken out of the way, that the Seahawks lose out on another edge or another inside linebacker or another offensive tackle, although we already took care of that with that first pick in Evan Neal. But now you look at the best available for the Seahawks at this point at 40 and 41. Matt Corral still around at quarterback from Ole Miss. Logan Hall, defensive end from Houston, still available. Travis Jones, the defensive tackle from UConn. Philandron Mathis, Fedarian Mathis, that is, the defensive tackle from Alabama. And then Perion Winfrey, the defensive tackle from Oklahoma, all still available at this point with the back-to-back picks for the Seahawks. Let's start out with the first one at 40. McShay has the Seahawks going with Matt Corral, the quarterback out of Ole Miss. And he had a very good career at Ole Miss, Matt Corral did. He was a second-team All-SEC performer under Lane Kiffin, playing in that great Jeff Lebby offense there at Ole Miss this past season. And this guy is an athlete. He's not just a pocket quarterback. He is mobile in every way. Ran an RPO system there at Ole Miss. He was a quick passing specialist, and he had 11 rushing touchdowns as well. On top of the numbers that you see, the passing numbers were really good for him as well, with a near 68% completion percentage and just 5 interceptions. So in the case of Matt Corral, you're talking about somebody that is a true dual-threat quarterback. And Seattle had a good run with Russell Wilson for all those years of being a dual-threat quarterback. Matt Corral could be a nice transition of sorts of keeping a quarterback that can play the similar system to what we saw with Russell Wilson there. Here's more from McShay on Corral, saying Corral has a quick release and mobility, and he excels in the quick passing game. Drafting a quarterback here doesn't mean the Seahawks are out of the picture for a 2023 passer, but it gives them one more option as they navigate life after Russell Wilson. So there is Matt Corral. I like Matt Corral. I think this would be a really good pick for the Seahawks at this point. For me, the way that I look at this with Corral, if he didn't have the injury in the Sugar Bowl, I think he would be the number one quarterback in this draft. That how he recovers from that injury remains to be seen at this point. But I would really like this for Seattle if they can find him there at 40. What do you guys think? Did McShay get it right with Matt Corral at number 40? Type Y for yes, type N for no. You're going to get an ad break here in just a second. While that ad's playing, get your votes in now, and we'll have more in here in just a second. Type Y for yes, N for no. Let us know what you think if McShay got it right with Matt Corral at 40. Now the 41st pick from McShay's. The Seahawks pick back-to-back, and they go with Logan Hall. Not Logan Paul, thank goodness. That would have been awful. Logan Hall, nice find here for the Seahawks at 41. Fills a need. There's questions if he would play edge or defensive tackle. Really depends on the system that he's in. But in the Seahawks case, he would be an edge rusher. He was first-team All-Conference in the American last year. Pro Football Focus says that he has an attacking mentality. This guy's big, too. He's got long arms, active hands. It's what you want to see from a pass rusher for sure, and would be in good shape for the Seahawks at that point in time. And looking at Hall, he fills another need for the Seahawks. I think McShay, with this mock draft, did a good job of attacking those needs for the Seahawks. And for this team, you have to draft an edge early, whether it's that number 1 pick in the first round or one of those 2 picks in the second round. The Seahawks have to address this right away because there is a big void that needs to be filled on this team. Here's more from McShay on the selection of Hall. Hall might be a better fit in a 3-4 scheme, but he has versatility and the ability to drive blockers back into the quarterback. Seattle opted for an offensive tackle in round 1, so it can't go without an edge rusher in round 2. The Seahawks had 34 sacks last season and lack options at the defensive end spot. So that is McShay on Hall. As you can see, he had 6 sacks last year and 47 tackles. So let's go to the grades from the insiders at ESPN. And the grades, as you can see, not bad. Pass rushing skills, about average, a 3. Run defense, above average at 2. Versatility, above average at 2 as well. Instincts, motor, looking for that high motor guy, almost there. Not quite a 1, but a 2. Above average there. So maybe not a high motor, but hey, the motor's running. Engine is revving, baby. All right. What do you guys think? How did Todd McShay do with these draft picks? Put a grade down. A, B, C, D, or F. Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys think how Todd McShay did with this Seahawks draft.